どうしたのウェル? 今日は抹茶パンケーキを作るよ. Close enough. So for all of you who doesn't speak fluent Japanese like me, obviously like you can tell, today we're making souffle matcha pancakes, like Japanese souffle matcha pancakes. And because these need to be made pretty quickly, we're gonna start out with doing the toppings before we even start with the batter. We're gonna start by cutting up some strawberries and making a whipped honey ricotta sauce. All right, now when we have cut the strawberries, we're going to dust them with a little bit of sugar just to get some moisture out and to make them like taste even fresher than they are, because they're not super duper fresh because it is November and strawberries don't grow in Sweden in November. So the next step is to make some whipped ricotta, some whipped honey ricotta. And we're gonna do that by taking like about half of this, because that's probably enough, depending on how much you like your Italian cheese. And then we are going to take some honey, and that's about it. And then we need to whip it. And I'm going to say about 2 tablespoons worth. And we can give it a quick taste just to see if we want to put some more honey in there. And we don't. We do want some salt though. Is this salt? It is salt. Just a pinch. As you can tell, this is not my kitchen. I don't live here. Finding everything is hard. Perfect. And that's the first 2 steps done. Now we're gonna start out with making the pancake batter after I put some things away and clean up. So to start out with the batter, we're gonna do the dry ingredients. And the dry ingredients for this recipe is really quite simple. You need flour, you need matcha powder, obviously, says it's matcha pancakes. And then you also need some baking powder, not to be mistaken with baking soda, which I say almost every time I use any of this, I think. That's about it. And well, you also going to want like a pinch, like a small pinch of salt. Why? Well, because salt is a flavor enhancer and you need salt in pretty much everything. So now we take like something and we are going to mix this. I mean, look at this. That looks fantastic, doesn't it? Wow. And we're just gonna swoosh it around a little bit, mix to combine to finish the dry stuff. Now you want to mix this because we're also going to sift this into the wet stuff later, because that's how this is done. On to the wet stuff part 1, I guess. So for the wet stuff part 1, we are going to have, for all the wet stuff basically, we're going to use eggs. We need 2 eggs, 2 large eggs. The larger the egg, the better, I was going to say, but I mean, there are some pretty damn large eggs, so no. 2 large chicken eggs. And crack them. I want my whites in this one. We need to separate our eggs because we're gonna be making a meringue. And the yellow into the other one, the yolk. And the second one. And I've also heard that if the eggs are room temperature, they come out better when you whip them to make meringue. So do that. All right, 2 yolks in this one, 2 egg whites in this one. put the egg whites aside and put the sugar aside. Now, wait, nope. Now we're going to take a whisk, put the milk in with the egg yolks, and then mix this to combine, just like that. Then we're gonna take our dry stuff and we are going to sift this into here. Because according to the recipe that I found, that I'm trying to follow to the best of my abilities, the matcha powder can easily lump up, and we don't want lumps in our batter because that's not gonna make for a good souffle batter. So let's sift this into here. I was right. There were lumps, but now there are no lumps. Wow. Wow. And then mix this together until you get like this dark green egg yolk dry stuff paste. Now, when we have done this, we are going to go preheat our frying pan. Just because when we're done with the egg whites and the meringue and we have folded it into the batter, we want to be able to start frying the pancakes immediately, just because we don't want the egg whites to deflate. Let's go over here and do the next part. If you have a frying pan with a lid, like this, that's perfect. If you don't, well then, I mean, shame on you. So we're gonna start, this one goes up to 9. So we're gonna start this out at like number 4 or 3, maybe? So this one's going pretty low heat. So it will cook through the whole thing without burning. Time for the only hard part, I guess. If you're gonna fuck this up, this is where you're gonna fuck this up, because now we're gonna make the meringue. Everything up to here has been really simple. So what we're gonna do now is to take our egg whites and we're gonna beat the living hell out of them. And we're going to add sugar gradually. So we're gonna start out with just like a little meh of sugar. Take our very handy dandy automatic whisker thing and do this. Now we're doing this. So now we have reached I can hold the eggs over my head without getting egg on my head part. Stiff peaks, we have stiff peaks. First, take about 1/3 of your egg whites and just plop them into the green stuff and just kind of get them in there. Loosen the green stuff up so we can start mixing everything together. Because what we want to do is to mix everything together quickly, but we also want to do it kind of gently in a way that we don't deflate the egg whites as much as possible. That was the dog again. You will see the dog by the end of this video. Stay tuned, there's the dog. All right, so now we have mixed this into the first like 1/3 of the egg whites into the green stuff to make it into a batter. So now we can take all of the rest of the egg whites, and I'm pretty impressed that I didn't fuck it up myself. So good job me. Now we are going to take the rest of the egg white and we're going to do a folding motion. Get in under and fold over top. Get in under and fold over top. We're going to do we're gonna do it gently but like efficiently, just to make a batter that is as fluffy as possible. And if you remember, I tried making Japanese souffle pancakes once before, insert clip. So today we're making fluffy Japanese pancakes.
Let's try to make a ring mold out of tin foil, because as of this point, I don't own one. And that surprisingly worked. Yeah, no, that didn't work.
As you can see, it did not go well. So now we are over here, as you can tell. And first we're gonna start out with just buttering the pan. You don't want a lot of butter, just a tiny bit to cover the bottom. And since this frying pan isn't super big, we're gonna make one pancake at a time. So just go floof. You can also use like a piping bag to make them rounder. But they're still gonna be fluffy. Put on a lid. This is going to be in there for 4.5 minutes. Don't open your, 4.5 minutes. Don't open the lid for 4.5 minutes. 4 minutes has passed. We are now going to open. Then we're going to flip our pancake, but we need to be very careful because it is still very soft. Then we're gonna lower the temperature just a tiny bit, put the lid back on, and leave it for about 2.5 minutes. 2 minutes has passed. Well, 2 minutes and 21 seconds have passed. Now we're opening this up and we're putting up our very beautiful, very floofy Japanese pancake thing. All right, so we're done. Basically, we're just gonna put a little bit of maple syrup on top of our honey ricotta and strawberries. Now I need a knife and a fork, and we have that here. So let's give this a taste. And some ricotta, I dip with pancakes and strawberries. It tastes healthy. I mean, matcha tastes healthy. Matcha tastes like, it tastes green. The texture is really interesting. I like because it's actually really airy. It's a whole different thing than normal pancakes. I mean, mine have deflated a little bit because reasons. I mean, I can't do everything super duper quick, but when you make them at home, and you take them right out of the pan onto a plate and you eat them right away, they're not gonna be deflated, they're gonna be even fluffier. But right now, as of right now, they're really fluffy. And they taste like healthy green air. But the ricotta and the maple syrup and the strawberries on top, they make a real difference. And I mean, I can recommend you make this. They're actually really good. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, show it to a friend. Oh, also dog. Bila, come. This is a dog. Hi, can I kiss? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe now that I'm holding a dog. Like the video, make these. Leave a comment, show it to a friend. Show it to a friend who likes dogs. Show it to a friend who doesn't like dogs. see what happens. Maybe they'll start liking dogs. I mean, look, so cute. Okay, thank you so much.